this Friday. Coming to theaters near you.
Today, we are here with a student from ARVED, and we will be talking about Adobe and taking a look at what the process of making a video is like.
A film of a hidden gem of a career.
As you can see, this can be shown, and now let's get into the description of what the tools are best used for.
The original idea taken from the brains of these young students will be taken and shown to the world to prove the difficulty of a task many kids dream of wanting to do.
First, the Razor tool is best for getting quick segments out of the strip and can be helped to free up time. This is an example of what is needed to start the entire process.
Witness the difficulty and the soul-crushing process of the new and improving ARVED students. And give many other chances to other people who can witness the difficulty and the soul-crushing process of the new and improving ARVED students. Have you ever suffered from this kind of problem? If so, then this is the product for you. This is the fidget mitt to help you with your hard-to-open containers. This new innovation is made of silicone, which has great grip potential to help you and your hands open a jar or water bottle.
Thanks to the fidget mitt, I can open things without a problem. Thanks, fidget mitt.
This product will change how easily people will be able to open things in their day-to-day life, so buy the brand new fidget mitt today.
Side effects include greasy hands, skin hardening, cancer, and the urge to have fidget mitts on at all times.
Hi, I'm Gabby, and this is Ryan. We were in the library today doing a financial literacy workshop about budgeting and how you should budget your money. So we had 5 or 6 stations about transportation, clothing, food, and saving, and then that's just the basic stuff. And then you got a career, and then you got a set amount of money, and you had to budget that money.
Started off with giving us this paper, and we walked around going to different stations. They gave us certain options of how much we want to spend on a certain thing.
Okay, yeah, so we did a budgeting activity, and everyone was assigned a role, whether or not they were a college student or if they were employed, and you had a monthly balance, and you basically just made choices based on how much money you had available. And the whole thing was that, like, at the end of it, you wanted to still have a good amount because it asked you about rent, and if you can't afford it, then we don't know where you're living. But it was a good activity. It made you really sit and think about what you had available to you, and made you realize that sometimes you can't just go and splurge. I did pretty well with $1,200. I mean, not enough for rent, but it's because I put a lot into savings and investing.
Hi, I'm Reagan, and one thing that I learned today was the fun 50, 20, 30 rule, which is just a budgeting tactic that you can use in your everyday life. That basically is 50% of your paycheck that you do get. You put that towards needs, 20% was the saving, and then 30% was anything extra that you want to spend your own money on.
So our goals in doing this were to provide those 4 careers after school of college, trade school, military, and employment, just so people can get experiment and a simulation on what their life is going to be like after high school. It's not that far away, especially for us seniors. We're going to have to make this decision in the next couple months, and that decision is going to determine how much money we have per month. So we wanted them to have to deal with something that they might not choose or something they might choose and see how going along the expenses goes with it. And so we just did this to help them, because you learn budgeting through experiences. Through experiences, you'll learn what you messed up on and why you didn't have money for something, and then you'll make an adjustment to it. So we wanted them to have this experience so they can make the adjustment, because in the real world, you can't get your money back, but in here you could.
We're at the crime scene. We found this reindeer. This is our magical floating platform of recording. This is our reindeer. It's dead. But luckily we have our detective coming in on the crime scene. Look at that. I could just like bam, bam, bam. I don't know, I'm doing this. I don't hate the detective. I actually like him. He's like a good friend of mine. He should come. Wait, here he comes now.
Look what you did to this reindeer. You absolutely massacred it. I didn't do it. I have no idea who could have. Who would ever do such a thing to a poor reindeer like that?
You were the last one in the area. I saw this reindeer moments before you killed it, and you were the person identified it in the car.
I was nowhere near that car. It's not even registered to my own name.
Oh, that's funny, because it directly says Caleb on the nameplate.
Must have been my mother's car. If anything, it could have been stolen for all I know.
Your mother's name was Caleb.
She likes to name stuff after me.
So she named your car after you. I see. It's weird. So if you didn't kill the deer, who could have?
For all we know, it could have been you. How would you have known I was the last one here if you weren't near the crime scene before?
Well, see, I have a drone, and I was out trying to catch some prey out in the area, so I had a drone catching the prey, and somehow it caught the deer being run over by your car that was registered in your name.
Interesting. I plead innocent.
Well, you were not innocent, so you were proven guilty until proven innocent.
Oh my god, is that Santa?
Ho, 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 it was you who killed my reindeer.
No, it was the one who you kicked off the platform.
He is innocent, and he is most likely no longer with us. But either way, I know it was you. I have undeniable evidence.
Show me your evidence.
Well, first, you were the one driving the car. If we take fingerprints of the steering wheel, you were the one at the crime scene.
No, that must have been somebody else, or a doppelganger, or it could have been a skinwalker.
And then we can also see that I had security cameras in the forest, and they caught you running away and putting on that very hat and that very jacket.
Fine. It was me who killed your reindeer. But this is what happened. So you see, I was driving in my car right after a Kool-Aid, and then there was an obstacle shaped like a deer. Once I figured I was a deer, I was afraid that consequences would be taken. It was already too late. By the time I ran away, the FBI got there. They almost caught me, but luckily I got away. To cover up my identity, I summoned this very hat on top of my head and became the one that you all know as the detective. Luckily, it got me far, but until you got here, my plan was sabotaged by you. You fat, ugly plum.
Well, you better remember, Santa's always watching. He knows if you've been naughty or nice, so you better watch out, because I will find out.
Oh my god, Santa, I'm an amazing man. I love this.
What? That Santa Claus has always been coming to town.
Now you already know. You already know who I am, so I might as well just take off this hat and just stop pretending to be someone I am not. So, I am the killer, also known as the detective, undercover. This has been Michael Watts. Stay real.
The detective discovered. We met Santa.
State, and I'll be majoring in nutritional science and dietetics.
My name's Annalise. I'm going to Dartmouth, and my major is undecided.
My name's Juliet, and I'm going to SCAD. What's your major? Animation.
My name is Cassidy Johnson. I'm going to Hampton University. I'm majoring in communicative science disorders.
My name is Trent Schaefer. I'm going to Dell Tech to major in film. Here, and I'm going to Penn State, University Park. I'm studying in international politics.
My name is Noelle Snyder, and I'm going to North Carolina State University to major in business.
Hi, my name is Vivian. I'm going to Howard University, and I'm majoring in radiation therapy.
Hi, my name is Morgan. I'm going to University of Delaware, and I'm majoring in chemical engineering.
My name is Julia. I'm going to the University of Delaware, and I'm majoring in human services. y'all? I'm Lucas Singh. I'm going to UD, go Blue Hens, and I'm going to major in political science.
Footsteps in a white wasteland, a desert created with frozen water, cold, freezing, much below 0 degrees. This is what the Perry Arctic Expedition team experienced during their journey across the Arctic. And on this remarkable journey were 2 explorers and a group of people willing to help them out on their mission to reach the top of the world. The Inuit people, Robert Edwin Perry, and our main character, Matthew Henson. Henson was no stranger to difficult journeys in life. Henson has lost both of his parents before he reached the age of 10. He had no relatives to live with and was sent to fend for himself alone in the world. Matthew eventually found his way onto Baltimore, where he discovered that he had the ability to work as a cabin boy on a merchant ship named the Caney Highness. He was picked up for his surprisingly competent skills in ship work, and his steadfast determination would be a source for his hopes and dreams to come true. In the 1860s, Black Americans were not taught to read and write. Although Henson spent about 5 years working on the Caney Highness, that time he actually was taught by the ship's captain, Childs, about navigation, nautical mathematics, geography, history. He was built to be an adventurer, evolved, grown. His work as a cabin boy made his life experience later much, much easier. When Captain Chills passed away in 1883, Henson, seeing no reason to be on the ship, left and returned to Washington, D.C. In the year 1887, Henson, by chance, took a job as a clerk in a forest store in Washington, D.C. because he was still poor and he needed a way to get money. But somehow, it was amazing, a stroke of luck even, that Robert Perry showed up while he was working at the store. Robert Perry was wowed by Henson's surprising amount of knowledge and keen sense of adventure. Perry could feel that this man would have the ability to aura farm on his journeys. His aura of adventure led him to be picked up by Perry to join him on his adventures, therefore allowing Henson to join the Navy Corps of Civil Engineers. Although Perry was the lead of investigations and operations, and was the face of the team, he had to admit that most of his successes were actually from Henson instead. And Perry had a dream. His dream was to be the first man to reach the North Pole. In preparation for this journey to the North Pole, Perry's team traveled to see the Inuit people in Greenland to learn how to survive in the cold Arctic wastelands. They learned how to build igloos, ride on dog sleds, and even hunt. And Henson, especially him, even learned how to speak fluent Inuit. Henson was much more devoted to learning than Perry ever was, so he was the most prepared and competent person on his journey that led him to being the second in command on his journey to go to the Arctic. Now, let's start our expedition to become the first people to step on the North Pole in Antarctica. But number 2 expedition? The third one? 4th? No, the 5th. The 6th, 7? The expedition 33? Okay, expedition number 8. Yippee! Adventure was calling, and they vowed to call to it through to the end. So they finally entered the Antarctic zone again, trudging to the top of the world. On one especially cold day, Henson woke up early and scouted out the area ahead, landing on the North Pole by accident, and accidentally going past the North Pole instead of staying on the North Pole. Later, Perry woke up. He discovered Henson's shoe marked snow. He took a trek up and followed the shoe marks, and eventually he landed on the North Pole. His dream of reaching the North Pole first was stolen by Henson. Accidentally, of course. Henson never meant to be the first person to be on the North Pole. It just happened to land that way. Eventually they found Henson and brought him back to the North Pole, and he planted the flag. And then they went back home. Now we all know history. People don't always get credit when credit is due. Henson, instead of taking revenge on Perry for taking all the fame that he so rightfully deserves, decided that it was not worth the hassle, and that he would just mellow out and take a life of obscurity, settling down as a customs clerk for the long years of 23 years. And eventually, after 23 years of waiting, his long overdue recognition finally arrived. Decades after the expedition, Henson finally got his fame after where he deserved. People researched Perry's claims, realized that most of his accounts were what happened were faulty at best, and inconsistent and unrealistic at worst, while Henson's records show a much more accurate description on what happened, and based off of Perry's egotism that he clearly had, it was eventually a matter of time before people connected the dots and realized who was really deserving of all this praise. Henson died in 1955 at the age of 88, and his life highlights that actions from Black people can have positive effects on the world, even with years of delay after the actions thing happened.
A brawl is surely brewing. And begin!
Please stop this madman from doing whatever he's going to be doing to me. I hate my life. 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 I hate my life, and I hate everything about it, especially this stupid homework.
Buy your own homework robot to turn that frown upside down.
This is demonstration. Demonstration is when you, as the advertiser, show what your product does. Here, let me show you a demonstration of demonstration.
Right now I'm quoting the invisibility cloak. You don't believe me? Well, that's because it's not on. The invisibility cloak is snap activated. So watch this. So now it should be making me invisible. It's very, and it runs all the way down to my legs. But now, if you still don't believe me and think this is fake, not real,
watching as I use it on a willing participant.
Please stop this madman from doing whatever he's going to be doing to me.
He's not invisible because I haven't turned on the invisibility cloak yet. Now he's invisible. This is Carrie on October 16, 2025, and he is one of the creators of the hit indie show Battle for Dream Island.
Yeah, I know. She was so surprised.
A quick overview. FDI is an animated game show on YouTube that is over 15 years old. The premise is that a gray speaker box entices people with the Dream Island, and they battle for it, hence the name. The best part is that whichever character is lost in the episode, the viewers on YouTube could vote on who they want saved or who they want out of the game. This incentivizes viewer participation, as their vote could change the flow of an entire season.
How close were the votes for? One of you will be leaving the game because you received one less vote than the other. Targo, you received 10,560. 5 votes. Flower survives, receiving 10,566 votes. Flower stays in the game. Just barely.
This dependence on community interaction allows the show to grow larger and larger. Vote numbers grow bigger and bigger as the show goes on, and the show spawned an entire
OSC. You're probably wondering, what does OSC stand for?
Object show community. The other object shows either follow the same competition format, Anime Insanity or Animatic Battle, or they ditch the competition show style and go for something different, like the Nightly Manor. Or Tripwire. But, back to the FDI. The 5th season is titled The Power of Two. There is a ton of hype when waiting for the next episode, BFDI, The Power of Two. 20. But how did the episode get into theaters? Why, Carrie and Michael asked AMC to screen their episode, and they opened about 40 theaters. But the tickets sold out so fast that they collaborated with more theaters to open up even more screenings of Teapot 20. BFDI in theaters opened up the opportunity for other indie shows like The Amazing Digital Circus or Animation vs. Animator to want to premiere their episode in theaters. They now have the door open to actually play their stuff on the big screen. Overall, make sure you remember October 16th, 2025 as the day that kickstarted the indie theaters revolution.